So today, boys and girls, in math, we are working on lesson 3.7, and we're going to be able to show and count 9 objects. So on the third slide, you'll find our YouTube channel. It has all of our live video sessions from our Zoom meetings. So if you need to go back and check out a video, feel free. Right now, we're going to watch today's lesson, lesson 3.7.
How can you show and count 9 objects?
Good morning! I'm so excited. Roberto and I found a bucket of apples. Yum! It must be lunch for some of the animals at the zoo. I think we found a lot, don't you? I wonder how many there are. Click the bucket of apples so we can see them all. Great! Now we see all of the apples. How many apples do we have? What number do these apples show? Let's start counting. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and... Oh, wait! We haven't counted this many before. Let's go find out how to show and count more than 8.
Daniel wins 8 teddy bears. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then he wins 1 more prize. How many bears does he win? We can show this by placing 1 more bear with the 8 bears Daniel already has. Click the set of bears to show 1 more. Now there are 8 bears and 1 more bear. Click the set of bears to count how many bears there are altogether. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 9 bears. 9 is 1 more than 8. This means that 9 is greater than 8. When counting, a number is always greater than the number before it. Suppose you have 5 red cubes in a 10 frame. You have some blue cubes you want to place in the 10 frame too. Drag each blue cube to the 10 frame. When you're done, click the check mark.
So right now they're going to have us fill in the 10 frame, and we have to show 9. So they did the top row for us already, because as you can see, once the top row of the 10 frame is completely filled up, then you can move down to the bottom row. And when you move down to the bottom row, you start again at the first box. So top row is filled in. We know we have 5. So we'll continue counting from there. This first blue one is 6. Next one is 7. Next one after that is 8. And 1 more than 8 is 9. Now we're going to check this.
Great! You've placed all the blue cubes into the 10 frame. Okay, let's count the cubes in the 10 frame. When you're ready, click on the red cubes to begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 red cubes. Now try counting the blue cubes. Click on them when you're ready to start. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 blue cubes. Now click the 10 frame to count all of the cubes together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 9 cubes. How many blue cubes were placed with the 5 red cubes to make 9? 4 blue cubes were placed to make 9. So 5 cubes and 4 more cubes are 9. There are 9 cubes in the 10 frame.
All right, so now we're going to go to our math book. In our math book, we are working on page 155. So first thing that we're going to do here, that border with the yellow and red fireworks, those beautiful streaming lights around the border of the page, they want us to illustrate 8 objects, and then we have to add 1 more to show number 9. So what we're going to do is we're going to use circles, and we're going to label those circles with numbers. So let me grab my stuff. Okay, so let's start in the top left. Ready? First circle, number 1. So we drew the circle and label it with the number 1. Next to number 1, illustrate another circle side by side, and we're gonna label that with number 2. Next to that one, draw another circle and label it with number 3. Next to that, number 4. Remember to do 4. I had to do this. Yep, okay. Then comes 5. Now, what I'm going to do is for number 6, I'm going to illustrate it below number 1. The reason why I'm doing that is because even though we don't have a 10 frame, we don't have those boxes, I'm still keeping it in the form as if it were a 10 frame, because we need to get used to illustrating our work as if we have 10 frames there in front of us. So now to illustrate number 7, I'm going to do it below number 2. Came out a little sloppy, but I know you boys and girls will do it beautifully in your books. Then for number 8, it'll be under the number 3. Okay, so they wanted us to illustrate 8 objects first, and then they wanted us to do 1 more. So 1 more after 8 is the number 9. Okay, so that's exactly what you're doing in your math books today, boys and girls. Illustrating 9 on the first page with circles and labeling them with the numbers. Get into the habit of making sure you label those circles, so that way you also get the practice of writing those numbers, okay? All right, so now we're going to turn to the next page. On the next page, we have yellow and red counters. So let's focus on the top where the red apple is with the number 1. Let's.
You're the bunny book?
Yes, we're in the bunny book, Dylan. It's chapter 3, lesson 7, okay? So what we're going to do now is we are going to count to make sure how many we have. Even though they wrote the number there on the line that they want us to trace, it's always a good idea to count and label. So let's start counting and labeling. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'm stopping at 9 because 9 is the last number that I counted. And yes, we have 9 circles, so I will go ahead and trace the number 9. So when you trace the number 9, boys and girls, you're going to start at the blue dot, go around like a circle, and then down to the bottom to form that stick to make the number 9. tomorrow we're going to get practice forming the number 9. So if you're not able to do it correctly today, don't worry about it. We're going to be practicing tomorrow, okay? Now for number 2. Now number 2 with the sun in it, we have to see how many we have with red because they show us 5, the number 5. So 5 and how much more give us 9. So we're going to look up at the top where number 1 we just did right now.
I find it.
Okay, Dylan, I need you to please stop unmuting yourself. If you have an adult there to help you, please ask them to help you, okay? I'm trying to teach math so we all know what to do for our Google assignment. Thank you. What was I saying? Okay, so we're working on number 2. So to find the answer for number 2, we need to look up at the top to number 1. So they gave us 5. We have 5 yellow, but we need to find out how many red we need to get to 9. So all we're going to do is with our magic finger, we're going to count the red counters at the top. So let's count 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm stopping at 4 because I only count 4 red counters. So on the line for number 2, the number that we're going to write is the number 4 because 4 shows that we have red counters and 5 yellow counters with 4 red counters gives us 9. Good. I see everyone's working hard. We're practicing writing those numbers. Excellent job. Okay. Now, number 3, they want us to fill in the 10 frame with 9 circles, and we're going to label them with the numbers. So let's start with the top row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I filled the whole top row of the 10 frame, so I'm going to go down to the bottom row and I'm going to start at the first box. After 5 is 6. Then it is 7. After 7 comes 8. Miss Casual's coming out sloppy here. Then last but not least, today's number of the day, 9. 9. So we're stopping at 9. Look at that. We're almost done filling up the whole 10 frame. So you boys and girls are going to put the numbers inside of the circles that you drew in the 10 frame. Okay. And I see Skyla's video. Skyla's done doing that. Very nice job, Skyla. Excellent job. The rest of you keep on working. Scarlett did it. Good job. Excellent. I love that boys and girls are working on it and they're finding the time to show it to me on the screen, on the device. So thank you for sharing that with me. If you're still working, don't worry. Take your time. Keep filling it in. I am going to continue in the next few seconds to the next and last page. Let's see if I could do this. No. Just want this. All right, so boys and girls, on the next page, what they want us to do is they want us to fill in the 10 frame again. So go ahead and fill in that 10 frame. Miss Castra's trying to do something here. Not quite working. Let's see if I do it here. Nope, has to be over here. It's not gonna work. Okay. Let's do this again. I'm trying to make my work neat like you boys and girls. So let's see if this will work for me. So I'm filling in the 10 frame just like you boys and girls are with your pencil. And we're filling it up until we fill in 9 circles. And don't forget to label those circles so we know exactly how many we have. So once you finish labeling your circles, then you can go ahead and trace the number 9. All right, so today, boys and girls, we're gonna figure out different ways of making the number 9. So there's many, many different ways, and we're gonna find 4 different ways of making today's number. So first they want us to fill in a 10 frame with yellow counters and then red counters. So this is what I'm gonna do. On the next page, on my Google slide, I made my own 10 frame. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drag some yellow and some red until I have 9, and then we're gonna count to see how many yellow and how many red we have. So let me do yellow first. I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I'm gonna do 6 yellow, but I still have to reach the number 9. So let's see, I need some red. So I'm gonna bring this will be 7. Next one will be 8, and this is 9. So I just filled in my 10 frame with yellow and red counters. So our job is to find out how many yellow and how many red we have. Who would like to help Ms. Castro count the yellow and red counters that are in my 10 frame? And then you're gonna help us figure out the yellow and the red, and then we're gonna write the numbers for each of the colors. Jaden, you haven't spoken yet, so why don't you help us out, Jaden? We're gonna first count the yellow. Nice and loud, Jaden. I want you to count the yellow. Go ahead.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Good, we're gonna stop there. So we counted 6 for yellow. So on your page for the yellow, we're gonna write the number 6.
Jaden?
Good job, Jaden. Now, Jaden, you're gonna now count the red counters. Ready?
1, 2, 3.
Excellent, Jaden. So how many red counters do we have, honey?
1, 2, 3.
3, excellent. So on the line, boys and girls, next to the 6 of the yellow, we're gonna write the number 3 for red.
Okay, have you done that?
Great job, Jaden. Excellent job counting. Thank you for helping out Miss Castro. Beautiful job. So that's one way of making the number 9 using yellow counters and red counters, okay? So, no. Good job, Roslyn. Excellent. So you know what? We're gonna figure out another way to make 9. So what I'm gonna do is this. I'm gonna get out this red one and I'm gonna switch it to yellow. So, let's see. Kaylin, I haven't heard from you yet today. Would you like to help Miss Castro? Where are you, Kaylin? There you are. Okay, Kaylin, do you want to help Miss Castro count the yellow and red counters? Okay, Kaylin, I want you to count nice and loud the yellow. Go ahead.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Good. We're going to stop there, Kaylin, because we're only counting yellow first. So how many did you count? What was the last number you counted? You said 7. So
7.
Kaylin, What number do we write for the yellow? You just said it.
7.
7, yes, good job, Kaylin. So on the next line, boys and girls, you can write the number 7 for the yellow. And now Kaylin's gonna help us count the red. So Kaylin, I want you to count the red. Go ahead.
1, 2.
Good, that's it. We don't have any more red. So how many red do we have, Kaylin?
2.
Yes, so on the line for red, what number do we put, Kaylin? You just said it. 2, yes, you're showing with your fingers. Good, yes, that is the number 2, good. You got to say it out loud because we're not looking at your video. We're all doing our work in our book. So yes, correct. Good job, Kaylin. Very good. Yes, Dominic, go ahead.
You can get right 6 and 3 makes 9.
6 and 3 make 9, correct. And we just found a different way. We just found out with Kaylin that 7 and 2 also make 9. So we're finding different ways of making 9. We actually have to find 2 different ways. So this is what I'm going to do. I am going to remove this red one. I'm putting it back and I'm going to switch it to yellow. Look at that. So now we have to count these yellow counters and these red counters. So, Christian, we haven't heard from you yet. Why don't you help us out, Christian? You're going to count with me the yellow. Ready, Christian? Start.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Good. We're going to stop there because we only have 8 yellow. So, Christian, on the next line, what number do we write for the yellow?
8.
Excellent. Good. Yes, because you counted 8 yellow. We're going to write the number 8. So we still have to count to see how many red we have. So let's go back to the 10 frame. And I want you to count how many red. How many do we have?
1.
Yep. So we don't have any more. So what number do we write for the red, Christian?
1.
1. Very good. Excellent. Yes. Good job. Thank you for helping us out, Christian. Very good. All right. So we actually have to find one more way and then we're done. So let's go back to our 10 frame. Watch what I do. I'm going to get rid of this red. And instead of it being red, I'm going to make it yellow. All right, Andrew, you're very quiet today. Help us out. You're going to unmute yourself and you're going to count out loud how many yellow we have. Ready, Andrew?
Okay. 1,
Go ahead.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Good, Andrew. So how many yellow do we have?
9.
Good. So on the last bottom, right over there, we're going to write 9
Right here.
for yellow. Try your best to form the number 9. Tomorrow, we're going to get more practice with it.
Oh, let's
Is that a
go.
9?
Go.
That's not a 9.
Let's go.
Yes, Andrew.
I want to show you something.
No, we're doing this first, Andrew. Focus, honey. We'll do it after class. We're almost done.
It's okay. Put a 9 like this right here. Circle
Good, Andrew.
and then a line down. Beautiful.
All right. Now, Andrew, look at
Finish
my
your house.
10 frame. Look, honey. We have to count the red. Do we have any red in the 10 frame? Do you see any red?
No.
No. So if we don't have any red, what numbers should we put here for the red?
0.
There you go. Good job. So for the red, boys and girls, we have to put 0 because we don't have any red at all. Andrew, you did great. I'm very proud of you. Once we're done with class, Andrew, then you can show me whatever you want to show me. I just have to focus on getting this done so that way you boys and girls know what to do for your assignments tonight, okay? All right, so The next page, feel free to do that on your own time. What Ms. Cash is going to show you right now is what you have for your Google Classroom assignment. On the next page, page 159 and 160, those are the 2 pages that you're going to work on tonight for your homework. So same thing like we did just now, fill in the 10 frame with 9 circles and label those circles with the numbers. Trace the number 9. Then you're going to find 4 different ways of forming the number 9. Okay. Don't forget to color those circles. Whatever 2 colors that you use, you decide what you're going to color them. Okay. Then on the back of that, again, they have you filling in the 10 frame with 9. They filled some in for you, but there's still some missing. So you have to fill in the rest to show 9. Question 2 at the bottom, it says count and tell how many are each set. You'll write the number on the line, and then they want you to compare the numbers, and then they want you to circle the number that's greater. Remember, the number that's greater is the bigger number. Okay. And then last question, number 3, you're going to count how many circles are in that 5 frame, and then you're going to write the number on the line. Okay. Great job, boys and girls. Excellent, excellent job today.